welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemon Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot.
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough, and Chrissy,
Chrissy.
I give you just the tip.
We're sure you'll giggle a little.
and learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim.
And I'm mental.
And we are Everyone Racers, and welcome to a Ferrari 550 Barchetta, whatever. Pininfarina, episode 448. Wait, is it episode 550 or 448? Well, today it's 448, and it represents a Ferrari that exists because apparently Ferrari was afraid of the number 444 to make it more confusing. In 2000, Ferrari introduced the 550 Barchetta Pininfarina, a 485 horsepower V12 roadster built to celebrate Pininfarina's 70th anniversary. The original plan was to build 444 of them until someone pointed out that the number 4 is considered unlucky in several Asian cultures. So Ferrari did the sensible thing and they added 4 more cars and called it a day. The result was 448 individually numbered V12 Ferraris, each with Sergio Pininfarina's signature on the dash. And because this is appropriately a Ferrari designed by people who had never seen rain, it didn't really have a conventional convertible top. It came with what was essentially an emergency canvas tent that Ferrari recommended you not use above 70 miles per hour. So, welcome to episode 448, proof that sometimes the difference between luck and really bad luck in automotive history is just building 4 more Ferraris and being superstitious and having a tent in the trunk.
Which we had a car that had something similar to that, so I feel it.
I mean, my MG was basically a tent you built over the car.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to go over, well, it didn't go over 70, truth, but I
went over 70 with it. I had when I was 16 years old. You damn right I went over 70.
Well, I didn't the last time I drove it, and it would not, I don't think it would go over 70, so there's that.
I remember my MG midget, the roof was really a suggestion, especially in an Oklahoma thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, truth.
Let alone the wipers that.
Oh, they thought about it. They wanted to do well. They just
at least they weren't vacuum powered. That's always a great idea. Vacuum powered wipers on the old car. So when you use heavy throttle going up a steep hill, the wipers stop working because there's no vacuum at heavy throttle.
Yeah.
Aw.
That sucks.
Right. Sucks for you. That's why we don't have that car anymore. Anyway.
Not working on vacuum powered wipers, but what are you working on, Tim?
Well, I had to spend some time at my house as opposed to over in the shop. So, because we had 2 cases of wine being delivered, so they give you a range of Tuesday to Thursday that you have to be there. So,
wow, it's not even the day, and like
no, it's the day. It was, but it's it's 10:30 to 2:30, and then at 2:30 they're like.
And the very thing,
it'll show up before 9. Yes.
Yeah.
The very thing that would help you wait patiently is the thing you're waiting on getting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame that you need to befriend the UPS guy, which is what I've done. I probably shouldn't even say this out loud, but the UPS guy, or actually, I think there might be 2 of them that know that there's no children that live here, and he might leave them without me signing.
So it was even worse than that. So So here's what I did. In the garage here, which is a disaster, I pulled most of the stuff out and I am spraying Kills on the entire inside to make it shiny and bright once again. So I was going through that process, and then FedEx guy shows up and he's like, "Oh, it requires a signature." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go get my ID." And he's like, "Well, are you Amy?" And I was like, "No, I'm her husband, Tim." He goes, "No, Amy's got it. She's got to sign for it." And I was like,
way.
I was like, no, that's incorrect. I was like, call your supervisor. He was like, "No, man, you got it. It says signature only." I was like, "Yeah, adult signature."
You're like, "I'll sign for Amy." Do you look 18?
So he called the supervisor and
here's
he's like,
here's the
anyway.
address where we have the same name, or here's my ID where we have the same name and address.
Yeah,
Even
it's
then,
so
I mean,
dumb.
our guys are usually like, "Are you not 10? Cool, take this wine."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was
What?
wrong. I was right. Signed for
good.
it. Off it went. But I
What?
was like, no, man, you're gonna have to call your supervisor. They're like, no.
Amy's in California. She's not going to.
She was in London. She was in London.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, I could FaceTime her here. Hi. You're like, can you sign the thing?
I can't. She's sleeping. Yeah, like you've gotten here
that's true,
late
yeah.
enough that she's in bed.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So I'm 2/3 of the way done with that project. It's amazing.
The wine project?
No,
I figured I'm 2/3 of the way through that wine, so
Yeah,
I've
right.
No, Amy, it never got delivered. I'm really sorry.
I don't know.
She
What's this
probably
empty
got
cardboard box?
She probably got a message on her phone that said it was delivered or not delivered, because that's how I
Yeah.
know if it showed up or not. So
Yes.
she would know.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
I'm
Off of
2/3
wine.
of the
Go
way
ahead.
through that, but it's amazing how when you have wood that is, it's all like dimensional cut lumber. So like the tannins come through the kiln. So I'm like 2 coats in, and you can still see the wood stains coming through. So it's not going to be great, but it's going to be better than it was. So I've got that, and I'm doing that. But over in the shop, I am finishing up the wiring for all the canned lights, all 20 of the canned lights in the ceiling, so I can put the sheetrock up. And we finally have an empty house. And all of the guests have run away back to their homes, and we are free of guests until Sunday. And then we have our friends Dan and Sabrina coming in.
And we're recording on Wednesday, so there's that.
And then Jeremy and his family are coming to stay at Little Camp on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So
that sounds
cool.
great.
Excellent.
Awesome.
You'll be ordering more wine.
Well, luckily he doesn't drink wine, so I'll get him seltzers.
Okay.
What about you, Mento?
And it's
Speaking of
Chrissy
whining,
just reminded me of something else. So I've been working on the land speed car, which is just deliberately mocking me. Came back from the salt with a decent sized punch list. And what I looked at was I will tackle the most complicated things that I don't necessarily know how to do first, and then leave the simple things. So the whole thing about putting in the Lexan windows, welding on Drew's tabs so that we have the smoothie disc that are both safe and in compliance with the rules. And then I was going to work my way back to the leaky valve cover gasket, which got under the car and discovered I'm leaving on Monday, that it was not a valve cover gasket. It was in fact the valve cover, which was cast aluminum and had broken. And this is an uber rare discontinued piece that does not exist. And like every VW guy that my network of wonderful, wonderful gearhead people who were doing their best to help me reached out to went, so he's got another one that he doesn't need anymore, because that's how rare and valuable these things are for the Superflow heads. But I do love living in Vegas because I started researching places that could aluminum TIG weld after my failed attempt at brazing it and JB welding it went through. And so I'm on Sunday and I'm going to send myself a list of things to look at. And the first one that comes up, and Real World Welding, and it literally says they're open right now. And I'm like, it's Sunday.
Okay. If you're not lying, then okay, let's go.
So call. So I called them. Hello. I'm sorry. I was looking for Real World Welding. Yeah, this is me. I explained my dilemma. And they're like, yeah, bring it on by. We'll give it a look. So I drove to this house in their backyard. They've got a welding shop, and he looks at what I have and he's like, yeah, the better thing is not to reattach these pieces, but to build it up on there. So I thought, I'm saved. I'll be able to get the land speed car into Salt Lake City in time for dyno testing on Tuesday. But he has since sent me several updates going, this is going to be a little more challenging than I expected.
Oh.
And it's also going to cost as much, and it's taking some time. So still waiting on it to get finished. car's going to go to Bonneville and do land speed stuff. But we had to cancel our dyno appointment on this one. So, happy and mad. So just literally everything on this car has just fought me. I'm putting in Lexan. The car wants to fight me. I'm just, every little thing I'm trying to do with this car, it wants to fight. So
do you have to use those valve covers? Like is there a certain amount of room that they provide?
Yes.
You can't just take one. Okay.
The Superflow heads are like another 15% larger than just regular Volkswagen heads. And most Volkswagen heads, either the Volton with a little clip or they've got the 2 center bolts. This is actually 4 bolts that hold it onto the head.
Okay.
Yeah. I exhausted in my frantic Saturday, and then waking up again at 2 a.m. because my brain wouldn't stop trying to solve this problem. Googling every possible solution on this. It's
like, if only I had several other air-cooled Volkswagens here to choose from to pull valve covers off of.
Some people do.
No, that was step 1. Those are all organized under my workbench. Yeah, that wouldn't have even been a problem. I would have thrown 3 more in the car to have the spares. So there's that.
Sure.
And then I just remembered this because Chrissy was talking about getting notifications. We had a little bit of a fender bender a couple of weeks ago with Vicky's truck. And so we taken it to a shop down the street that I trust implicitly. And Vicky's like, oh, I know they're working on it because I keep getting notifications on my Toyota app. Your door's unlocked. Your doors are open. Now your doors are closed. The car is off. It is locked. Like she's getting these updates throughout the entire.
Well, or somebody's just opening and closing the door all the time. Like, is
we'll
it
make
done
her
yet?
think we're working on it.
Yeah, right. Open, close. Open, close. Yep.
Or it's fixed and they're just taking it to lunch.
Very good possibility. I'm pretty sure we reported on something have we reported on that before?
Yeah, okay, but if you're a high-end body shop in Las Vegas, and of all the cars that you fixed already, and you're going to sneak off to lunch, is a Toyota Tacoma really?
It's not your car.
That's what they'd least expect us to.
That's fair. That's fair. And as previously mentioned, we had some thunderstorms trying to roll through. We had some localized flooding. And then, basically these storms just come through and make it humid, which I do not like. So I'm just not melting.
You're not melting, but you're still humid.
All us people that live where there's no humidity, when we go back to humidity, we go,
No.
You're going to have that problem. You're going to land, and I'm spoiling the episode.
Seattle? Sure. Yeah.
You're going to land and be like, okay, this is really good coffee, but God, it's so wet here.
Didn't drink coffee, but there's that too.
Dude, the coffee stand at the track is fantastic. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Okay, Chris, you were working on something that didn't go well.
Yeah. So I thought, it's August. We should go use our boat. We dragged it all the way here.
We towed all the way here.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to really use it yet. Because I hadn't registered it yet. So I got it registered. Okay, fine. Oh, we should go use it. Last time we had it out, it was running enough to spin the propeller hub. So there's that. So I ordered a new propeller. I got a stainless steel one on eBay. That's the right dimensions.
So pretty.
I know. And that I checked out. That bolted right out. Okay. I needed a new fuel tank because they had a 26-gallon fuel tank in it, and we don't need that. So I put that on the race car trailer so we have fuel to bring out to HPR. Great. So I need a new fuel tank. Great. I got a 6-gallon fuel tank. That's all we need. That's probably less this summer. And so, all right, hook that all up, go to start it. All right, here we go. It starts up, runs a little rough like it did before, and then it gradually dies. And then it won't start again at all weekend. Despite pulling the plugs. Yeah, they're wet. Okay, blow the motor out, put it back in. It starts and then stops and then just cranks.
Or it just cranks.
And I check air pressure on the rail. That's where it's supposed to be. I check fuel pressure where it's supposed to be. Yep. Compression. It's even across all 3 cylinders. Eventually I find this is a Tohatsu TLDI. So it's a low pressure direct injection system. So it's got an air pump and a fuel pump. And that's how it blows the fuel into the combustion chambers at an atmosphere, at an actual metered amount, not an old school 2-stroke. The air side of the rail is full of fuel. And it shouldn't be full of fuel. It needs to have air on the air side of the rail. I can even, when I pull the line off of the air compressor, fuel is coming out of that line when I crank it from the other side. So all right, that's not right. take the whole air fuel rail completely apart, blow out everything. There's not a speck of dirt. There's not a trashed O-ring. There's nothing in it. Figured out maybe I had a pinched O-ring somewhere, whatever, put it back together. Still doesn't work. I spent the better part of the weekend fighting with this stupid thing. There's no codes on the computer. I'm following the troubleshooting stuff. There's nothing obviously wrong. So I've ordered on eBay an entire used air rail with the regulators and stuff. So that'll be here this weekend when I'm gone. And
I felt that. I felt that exact feeling in my soul all weekend with this valve cover thing. And I'm also really happy that you explained all of your troubleshooting procedures, because everyone knows as they're driving to work, all of our listeners were diagnosing the problem. Well, clearly you need to check you checked the fuel. Oh, well, obviously it's okay. You checked and then you've checked all that. All right. Well, shit, I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yep.
I mean, pretty much if Chris can't figure it out, not sure that somebody's going to diagnose it pretty well over the internet.
But it's the nature of everyone who loves this show. As they are listening, they are diagnosing the problem. Because whenever
when you listen to Car Talk back in the day, you'd always have a diagnosis. Right?
Absolutely. That's a good one. Yeah, we used to, and I'd be like, Chris, you know what it is? He'd be like, I bet it's this. And that's usually what they would come up with. So
I've thrown out, like, I do not go into detailed troubleshooting like Chris does. And when I've thrown out, the car's doing this, I get either direct messages to my personal accounts or to the podcast. Have you checked that? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yes.
I checked all those things, and some of those parts are no longer available from Tohatsu, at least not at the moment. So now that's, again, this used rail for $75. I'm like, fine, I'm going to, it's most likely one of those regulators, but I'm just going to take the whole rail, swap the fuel injectors over and put it on and just see what happens. Because it probably came from a running engine. So we shall see.
Let's hope.
And if a new 90 or 100 horsepower outboard weren't like $14,000,
we would have just done. We would have done this a lot easier. We should have done this a long time ago, because we've been having problems with this engine for years. Yeah, it will run. It won't run
fine when it's at speed. It
until
just doesn't like low RPM stuff.
So it's fine. So you just have to gun it everywhere. You're at the dock.
Yes, send it.
You live in Colorado and you've got a good small outboard motor.
We bought a little one for when the big one dies. That's how much problem we've had.
We have a 3.5 horse on the back just in case.
Because the other one has stranded us enough.
And that, right.
Yes.
But now we're only going to be in these like little lakes. Like I can see where we're going. Like, so you can practically row it there. But the 3.5 will get us home if something goes wrong. But like this motor, it only has like 400 hours on it. Like it
don't work.
Right. I'm trying to fix it. I don't want to spend
it don't work.
It lived in the Northeast and then sat outside.
It didn't sit
in. Yeah. What? It didn't sit. When it sat outside, it didn't sit in the water.
In a barn.
And anyway, I feel like this is going to solve all of your problems. The engine's going to run amazing for another 800 miles.
Great. Because otherwise, like the 14,000 for a new Honda 100 horsepower looks more and more tempting the more I keep.
Timmy, didn't you have an outboard motor you were having some trouble with?
Yeah, I traded it for a Mercury.
It's now sitting in your yard.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Mercury engine for a Lincoln Continental. Thanks so much.
Yep.
All right. So 3 failures so far. Chrissy.
So he did some more wiring too. Which
I did a little more work on the Lotus wiring, which is picking at it. I've got it almost all depenned and stuff. Down to the last couple of things that are being removed. The pile of wiring inside the car is substantial, considering it started only as an NA Miata harness, which that's not a complicated car.
We'll take a picture and post it.
Yeah, when we're done.
Well, we didn't fix the boat. We're planning on going on boating, so I had a whole day. So we decided to buy a pressure washer, and I love pressure washing. So I pressure washed lots of things. Before we actually just borrowed our neighbors that didn't use theirs too much in Pennsylvania. And so when we got here, we're like, we really should be able to pressure wash, because we wanted to pressure wash inside of the boat because it needed it. And so we bought one, and it's great. And I love pressure washing. So that's most of what I did.
I'm just laughing. I remember the last time, like, I saw you with a pressure washer and Chris had to stop you halfway up the street because you were just the whole sidewalk.
Well, you can't stop. Like, you make sure that if you're going to commit to something, you're going to stop at some point, or you have a stopping point. So you don't just like start at corner of the house and then just like, stop halfway, because you're going to see it. So you got to be strategic.
Well, fortunately,
Indiana.
we don't have a sidewalk in this house. So
No, but I do have some rocks, and I'm thinking about this deck. You're gonna
the upper one would be
You're gonna be gone, and I like to pressure wash.
Yep.
I mean, there's worse things that I could like to do. So there's that. Okay,
Do
that's all I've been.
or pressure wash.
Or both. No, I'm just kidding.
There's
Do coke if you're going to do that. You'll
terrible
get more
meme
done.
in here about, you're worried about your wife going out with her drunken idiot single friends. I'm worried about my wife pressure washing our entire lot. We are not the same.
Running the well dry pressure washing.
Oh yeah, we won't want to do that. Okay, yes. Okay, anyway, it's the notes time.
All right. Well, you know that we love oddball car culture, and I mean, it's literally in our show's tagline. So let us tell you about a motorsport happening in New York State right now. Byron Hurd at The Drive tells us about motorized ladder drills, and it is run by New York State Fire Department drill squads. Here's how it works. A truck carrying a full ladder crew launches from a standing start and hauls ass towards the gantry. And while the truck is still moving, the crew jumps off the back of it. They start to erect the ladder, and one of them has to climb that ladder to reach the top. That's the run. That's the whole event. Byron describes the drag racing meets as drag racing meets American Ninja Warrior, which is exactly right. But they also noted that things go wrong roughly as often as you'd expect when your competition strategy involves throwing your friends off of a moving vehicle. Now, there's a rule book. And obviously, these are not stock ladder trucks. They have to have brakes on all four corners. There are limits on wheelbase and tire size, no dualies. Engines are capped, thankfully, at 440 cubic inches. And my personal favorite rule is no wheelie bars, which we assume exist entirely because somebody at some point launched hard enough to redistribute their teammates across the property. Check out the link and the YouTubes. It's hysterical.
It is pretty awesome.
Seems a little unsafe. I'm glad I had not watched the video. I was
those ladders are practically wheelie bars.
Because the guys are holding them down.
The guys hold them down out the back. They could just put two little wheels on the back, and the guys hold them down. It's like, whoa, there's no wheelie bar. If
you look at the picture of the title of the article, there's wheels on that ladder.
Yeah,
because they're dragging it.
And the guy that climbs the ladder is literally halfway up the ladder as they're putting it up. And that's the thing. He's got to get far enough up to where he can make the time, but not so far that they can't finish the span and he falls back down. It's amazing.
That's part of the braking event is to get up enough to clink.
Launch it.
I love this. I've seen the clips on reels and stuff. And it probably started out as at being firemen, we're better at it than this firehouse and the competition until finally, because, for firemen, your time is either feast or famine. You are just absolutely staring death in the eye for 12 hours, or you're sitting around the firehouse, which is where all the funny stuff. And they're sitting around the firehouse and the one guy goes, why don't I just build a truck? I got an engine in my shop because every firefighter I know has a shop. And he's like, I'll just build a dragster. It'll be fine. We'll make it look like a fire truck. And
then they say, here are the rules, and then do it with somebody else. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the insurance for this kind of event to just, rent a local drag strip.
They've all got municipal city insurance. It's fine.
Yeah. And then I just can't say I've been firsthand at when somebody jumps off a moving trailer, and
it's a training event.
Yeah, and that hurts. So I hope they don't have to do that.
They had helmets. It's fine.
Yes.
How many people do you know have fallen off of a moving ladder? Falling off a ladder. Yes, falling off a moving ladder. Negative.
I mean, that's part of that's ladder 101 here is not your ladder is stable. So therefore you're breaking ladder 101.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's fun.
Well, hey, speaking of oddball car culture, Columbia has been autocrossing semi-trucks with the trailers still attached. So Stephen Edelstein at the drive details the Gran Premio Mobile Devlac, and the event has run in Colombia every year since 1988. Drivers lap the Autodromo de Tropicana road course in their semis with the trailer still hooked up. And it's not just laps. There are slaloms, there are stop boxes. So it is functionally an autocross for 18-wheelers. The entry requirements are the best part. These are not professional racers. If you're a trucker and you buy a 5-gallon bucket of mobile oil, you're eligible. That's the license. That's it. So about 150 drivers turned up for the most recent running at the end of July, and the tech rules are wonderfully specific. Fuel system components are mostly open. Turbos are tightly controlled. No variable geometry, no ceramic bearings, no water cooling, no nitrous. 6 axles required, both rear drive axles engaged. The drive compared it to early NASCAR when the guys racing on Sunday had real jobs on Monday, which honestly is the closest thing to a mission statement this show has ever accidentally found. That's great.
Love that.
That's a lot. Yeah. I wonder how many rollovers they have.
I could see where, like, objectively looking at that, that's a concern, but I've been in enough second world countries where, semi truck drivers can still make a living at it. And the more aggressive they are, the more money they make. So I'm guessing there's some skill.
Okay.
If the trailers are empty, they're actually don't have, the center of gravity is mostly low where the frame is. The box doesn't weigh that much. So.
Okay.
But I'm with Chrissy though. I'm betting a couple of them got up on 2 wheels and you hear the whole crowd go, oh,
yeah.
Hey. Oh, no es bueno.
They land down again and it's like,
yeah, right. I'm sure that happens. I'm sure at least once during an event. All right, finally, for anyone who has done auto repair in a parking lot, Byron Hurd from The Drive tells us about DoorDash and Autoparts.com have teamed up so that now you can order genuine dealer parts through the DoorDash app. Same day pickup or delivery in a lot of cases. You search for the part, you order the part, somebody brings you the part. If a dealer says it's in stock and it isn't, you just get refunded, which, if you think about it, what that actually kills. No more calling dealers, no more being told over the phone, yes, absolutely, we can have that, only to drive 40 minutes and discover that they haven't stocked the seal since the Clinton administration. No more arguing the VIN interchange with the parts counter guy who's very clearly not having his best day. And no one's trying to upsell you a new vehicle when you come in for a $7 O-ring. The listings were scrapped straight out of the dealer inventory system, so part descriptions are only as good as whatever the dealership may have typed in. So if you're looking for an OEM part on the website, it may mean that some of these are just labeled and just only say wreck it. So, but still, fluids and maintenance stuff have been on the platform for a while. This is the first time OEM replacement parts have shown up there. We'll see if you need one at a Lemons paddock and give it a try.
Maybe a high flow valve cover.
Oh, did you try?
Yeah, not available at the dealer.
Oh, darn. I can't understand why though.
But I feel like, I don't know, if you were like, some sort of official for an amateur endurance series and, you wanted to recommend this to other teams, one of the best places to do it would be like, where they tend to gravitate towards this kind of, technology and business model, like someplace in the Pacific Northwest.
That's good.
Fair.
Okay, what time is it, Tim?
It's time. Show me your junk.
Oh, I don't know who
Mental.
found this one, but I'm so happy that you did. It's the 1989 TVR Tuscan Challenge. It's a rare, purpose-built British race car from TVR's One Make Racing Series. It's built on a tubular chassis, lightweight fiberglass bodywork, heavily developed 4.5-liter Rover V8, making over 400 horsepower in a car that weighs about 2,000 pounds. So subtlety, clearly not part of the design brief, but you know what was, in this case, a pro membership. That's right. And as I reach down here to try and talk and share at the same time, so it is 18 pictures of this just gorgeous car at every possible angle, including the cockpit, which is tight. So
wait till you see the exhaust on this thing. This is impressive.
Yes. This particular car raced in Europe. Oh my goodness.
It has 180 degree headers that go forward into a single collector and down out this. It's amazing.
And forward enough away so they're not, the heat isn't affect. Oh my goodness. To quote our buddy Jeff, that is making the front of my pants tight. Now, this particular one, it was raced in Europe and North America, including Spa in 1992 and a more recent outing at Road America in 2021. So it's got the brakes. It's got 4 Del Toro carburetors, dry sump V8 coilover, AP racing brakes, full race credentials. This is the British answer to the question, what if we built a spec racer and gave it more and more horsepower than necessary? This is just gorgeous. And I know Chris, and then low key to a degree, me, we are always on the lookout for a TVR because I don't think we've had one. This would definitely never go into lemons, but I would absolutely love some sort of just bad decision TVR. And this one looks like it's spun off of the one that was featured in the John Travolta classic about, you know, the hacking.
Where is it located?
Swordfish.
In Wisconsin.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it was at Road America in Wisconsin. And I'm sorry, it is also hold on, there you go away. It is $27,500, probably outside of most of our budgets. But this is where we come back to the whole racing junk thing. All right. Every time I've logged on the internet this week, I've gotten bad news.
Yeah.
Tim Curry died, Dolly Parton of all people. Come on, man. So I don't get any of that when I go to Racing Junk, and I can just look at stuff like that. And it makes me think that the world's going to be okay, even if it's not.
A cheap but solid TVR would make me break my "don't build any more race cars" rule.
Whoa.
I remember there was the one that we were all watching in the chat thread that was close to your house, and you guys lived on the East Coast, the blue one. Yeah. And thankfully, it's sold.
Yeah, that one came. Well, it came and went for a while. I came and went a couple times, I think.
Well,
Okay.
if you just buy one, then you're not breaking your build one rule.
That's true. If you just bought a race car.
Well, when we have a garage to actually hold it, we don't have enough room at the moment. So there's
Fair. Yep.
Okay. Upcoming races time.
Lemons is going to be at Pacific Raceways. We're gonna
So
talk
will
more about
you?
this later on. I'll see you there. There are 50 cars, 5 BMWs. That's a fair ratio. Good. We've got 7 Miatas, 3 Hondas, 1 Porsche, and a 1963 Studebaker Avanti. Well done. That guy is not going to run his WRX anymore in the race and brought his Avanti back. So we're going to heartily congratulate him on his excellent decision making. The 74 Datsun pickup 620. There's a Z4. There's a Mustang 2. There's a bunch of other good stuff. I've got all the notes.
That Datsun PL. Those guys are 3rd generation racers, and all of their history is tied to that track. They are. I got to, they brought this really good goat curry to the potluck last year, and I spent too much time talking to them. They are so
I think they're
cool.
bringing it again this year too.
They're bringing it every year. They love it.
Yeah.
It's the 2 brothers and their dad. The dad's a little aggro, but the 2 other guys, because they grew up like doing all the serious racing. The 2 other guys, they came to their first Lemons race, and they're like, oh, this is so much better. Like they have found their tribe. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Probably a pretty Diet Coke because Fridge Shake is going to be at this race again too. So.
I hope Honest Mistake Dan's going to be there again in the pickup truck. That guy's amazing.
Be a good time. Looking forward to it. Haven't been in a Northwest race. I looked recently. It was 2013 was the last Northwest race.
Wow.
We did.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Rich. Okay, so start feedbacks.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say, just in case you're wondering, that's 13 years, but guys my age tend to do crap like that.
Yep.
Oh, we're at the Rich. Okay, let's start feedback time. From our last show on the YouTubes, it's probably fine. Says I had the same lingering sinus infection / chest cold that Neil was talking for the entire month of July. And it's no joke. My insurance company was equally as helpful. They were like, apply this leech to your nose while we ready the cocaine to rid your blood of ghosts.
That's a fantastic line.
Thank you, Al. Thank you so much. That was so great.
Oh, my rib hurts. Don't do this. Meanwhile, I had dental surgery scheduled, and when my dentist saw that I was sick, he prescribed an antibiotic that helped a lot. So my suggestion is that if you come down with the walking death cough, go see your dentist. Al,
real doctor. A real doctor.
That's better than whiskey and a stick. So
I would be happy with that.
Just a little.
And I knew he did that, but we were talking about the app, the KL. If you guys haven't listened to that, man, if I'm ever like not in a mental state where I want to deal with all the nonsense at work, I put on Night Train and I come through the door funky. It is just, if you guys aren't listening to that app we listed last week, check it out. And it's Neil's
really
voice.
good.
So you don't find yourself getting irate about anything.
It's really good.
So on the gram for last week's episode, Judge Shelley said,
Such a good time. Neil is actually the best.
to which Neil replied, no, you're the best.
this week, everyone, terrible impressions. On our episode about trimming wiring harnesses, Last of the Furious said, nice. Every episode gets posted 2 weeks after I make all the mistakes you warned about. LOL. No wipers for quote arrow. No heater cord. And I'm currently backtracking the weight saving wire cut part. You're still looking for the one that makes it start again.
Oh no!
And his debut race is going to be in Houston. So there's only like a 70% chance it's going to rain.
Hey, do we know who this lovely person is?
It's Alex. It's our buddy Alex.
Oh, okay. So if you've got ideas that you need us to talk about, feel free to bring them up.
Yes, Alex.
If you're working on,
you literally just built a race car.
If you're doing something and you're questioning it, we're always happy.
We've probably made that mistake before, Alex.
And we probably actually even might have had a show topic in the 200s about whatever topic you're looking for.
He went back and started listening. He did the Fisher thing where he's like, how do I go racing? And Lemons comes up and then we show up right underneath that. So he went back and was like listening from episode 1.
Eesh, sorry.
Which is when he reached out to me the first time, I said, I'm really sorry. And he's like, no, it's been great. But he listens to this at work and he may listen to it out loud. So if you're Alex's coworker and he's complaining about his race car, tell him to submit us a topic. This is a great idea.
Whatever you're working on this week, next week, just let us know. We will be happy to even rerun something and won't even have to tell you what episode it came from before. Awesome. Yep. Okay, great. It's me topic time. Ooh, that was that echo. Did you hear that?
The lonely little. Hey, we're going to go to Pacific Raceways. Well, I'm going to Pacific Raceways. So fantastic.
See ya.
I've never been there. Mental has, I think Tim has too. So you guys can do the track walk and tell us more about it.
Yeah, you guys are telling us.
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's, you got Judge me and you got Judge Tom. Apparently Judge Tom is judged for 10 years of this race. And it's him and always someone else.
And he's got a super cool Mopar channel. He is a giant. He's like 7 feet tall, but he's the nicest dude.
Excellent. Great. Well, I'm looking forward to spending the weekend with Tom, hanging out in the penalty box while people don't do anything because this is a Northwest race.
Cars.
Right. So that'll be fun. Great. So let's talk about the track. This is in just outside of Kent, Washington, which actually conveniently, it's not far from a major metropolitan and population center, which is good. Usually racetracks it's like, hey, like the racetrack we have here, you go to the middle of nowhere and then you go 20 miles east and then that's where you get to the track.
Yeah.
So this is close.
No, this one is built in it wasn't built in a neighborhood, but literally it is surrounded on all sides by neighborhood.
Yeah. And it's a 2.25 mile road course, SCCA approved, and it offers racers a challenging 9-turn circuit. And spectators have good places to watch and view the event, such as Sovereign's historic sports cars.
Half of the tracks.
Screaming Ultra Superbikes, Sure, the neighbors love these screaming ultra super bikes raced.
It's a dual use facility where they run top fuel dragsters.
Even better when that's in your backyard.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't have neighbors. That might be also a thing, but
Oh, there are.
Oh,
I've looked
no,
around.
it's
Sounds-
so
Are there?
many neighbors.
There's just
Oh.
houses right there.
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Housing for the deaf.
Yeah.
They are. It is the only track that is actually more aggressive about the noise restrictions than Thompson, but for exactly the same
Or
reason.
Laguna.
Laguna?
No,
No,
like
like-
I'm talking about like quiet hours. Like,
Ah, okay.
you don't fire nothing up before.
Oh, yeah. It does.
Sure.
We'll talk about that in a hot second. So go ahead. You want to read the rest?
So apparently, this course has featured a who's of international racing legends in its history, including Dan Gurney, Parnelli Jones, and Phil Hill. And additionally, NASCAR's popular Northwest Tour division featured an appearance by Michael Waltrip, and Stock Car Touring division made stops there too. Sovern's Historics features more than 200 of the finest vintage race cars in the country over the 4th of July weekend there too. So lots of stuff going on.
And just for if Chrissy, if you forgot when you were there, whoops.
No, we didn't go
Yeah.
to Pacific. We went to
We went to
Ridge.
the
Oh, that's right. You guys went to the Ridge.
Yeah.
So this is Pacific Raceway right here. So you've got snotty neighborhood here, very, very snotty houses right along here.
Oh, yeah. I
Uh,
remember looking this up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And then
just-
here's like all the regular people that work for a living and probably think it's cool as hell, especially this guy live next to a racetrack.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a guy with
what?
his yard full of cars and crap.
And it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
huge
Basically, yeah.
yard.
Yeah,
Huge.
find me the lemons guy in this crowd. Oh wait, there he
There he
is.
is.
Yeah. What?
So when you
Oh,
guys-
And for those who are like, if you're not watching this on YouTube, just type in Pacific Raceways, hit the actual like satellite view. You'll find this house. It's
It looks like it's right
Literally.
above the parking lot, kind of.
it's like
it's
northish.
north of it borders the
The
paddock on
entrance
the right
road.
side.
Oh, paddock. Yeah.
entrance road.
It actually borders the paddock.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fancy houses coming like into turn, I think it's 8.
Yeah.
Like those are close enough that if you have a real moment, like you might be able to crash into one of those. It's crazy.
which
There's no
you would be a
guardrails,
hero,
or-
but for God's sakes, never do. Everyone
Yeah.
would be like, justice is served. But then like the track would have to close down because those are the people with money that, like to complain.
Yeah.
There's no guardrails, no tire walls.
I
And
mean,
stuff?
have
There
you
is.
seen
There's
cars go
a
through
wall.
those
There's
things
all that
before?
stuff.
Sure. Or up and over. Yes. Totally
Yeah.
an option.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, here's the they've we're ruining the turn by turn, but here's the fence, and then they've got trees and stuff in these houses, and it is slightly uphill. But as you're coming out of this,
Oh, but
last,
How many
corner.
stupid things could you do? Many. So there's that.
Many.
never underestimate yes,
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to deal with them. So no challenge. Don't challenge because you don't want to
Don't
do.
do it.
Nope.
Luckily, I think everyone that races here, if they're not a Pacific racer, they're they are willing to adopt the mindset.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I will walk through the schedule because you guys are going to do track walk. Cool. Thursday open at 5 p.m. Gate opens 5:30 to 9 p.m. is quiet hours. No race motors or loud music. 10 p.m. Gate closes. Yes.
Race motor story. We were
Sure.
coming in in the morning, and there was a team that had fired up their race car, and it's a street legal car, and they were driving it to the gas station to fuel it up off property, and got yelled at and forced to turn the car off and push it out of the gate, even though it was a street legal car, because it was a race car. That's how serious they take it.
Wow.
And that's not the staff being dicks. That's
Mm-mm.
the staff trying to protect the racetrack from a bunch of people who are stupid enough to pay too much money next to a racetrack and complain.
Mm.
Yep.
Pacific staff is awesome.
And so are the lemon staff that will be there. Anyway,
Oh, of course.
right? Friday, 7 a.m. gates open. 8 a.m. test HQ day. Registration opens at 8 a.m. It is 10 to 5 p.m. with a lunch break from 12 to 1. Optional testing cost is $3.75 per team if you register online before the the database closes, which is probably soon, probably at least Thursday, Friday. On-site price is $425. So that was the online $375 at the track $425. It's pretty good savings. Testing is limited to Lemons cars with registered Lemons drivers, which is kind of awesome because we've been to plenty of testing days that are mixed with other cars. So this is great. No passengers. Make sure that you go and register. 1 to 5 is BS Tech. You know the drill. And 5:15 is a track walk. 9 p.m. gate closes. Go ahead.
If you're a new team and you're listening to this and you've never driven Pacific Raceways, even if you're an experienced team, you've never driven Pacific Raceways, I know it's a lot of money. Get the testing. It's a nuanced track and there are massive elevation changes and you're going to want to know this beforehand.
Well, and $375 per team is not the worst in Lemons, at least especially it's not per person because there's plenty of ones that have per person and then you try to filter through who you want to filter through.
That's a fair deal right there.
Yeah.
And you know why? It's because Lemons is running the testing day. So
good. So sign up.
Yep.
Okay.
So just don't flip it because then you can't race.
That's great. Yes. Noted.
Good advice.
Good advice. Yes. Okay.
Tim, do this and we'll say, this is a throwback to our other Pacific Raceways.
Okay. Saturday, 7 a.m. gates open. 9 a.m. mandatory driver's reading. 10 to 5 is the race session. 7 p.m. gates close. 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. is consistent quiet hours. I missed that at the last one. No race motors and loud music. Sunday gates open at 7. 9 to 4 is race session. 4:30 awards. It is always be present to win, and you never know what you're going to win. So usually just hang around because it's a good time. It's a good time. And then 6 p.m. paddock oil soaked up by air dropping old Corvette magazine issues from the belly of a DC-10 tanker. You should really be getting gone.
I'm going to wait and see if anybody tells me, hey, what time is that the magazine drop thing happening?
I hope so.
Like at Road America when the lady's like, so where are they going to do the cheese drop? We're like, what? Yeah, the cheese drop from helicopters is supposed to be at the end of the day on Sunday. Where is that?
Because it's Wisconsin, they're like, no, seriously, we're just looking for the cheese. And Pacific Northwest,
oh,
like, well, we just want to make sure all these magazines get recycled.
Yeah, that's a joke, ma'am. She's like, oh, my son was really interested to see that.
All right, that's the schedule. Post it on Lemons website if you didn't get those numbers.
All right.
It's time for Acumen.
At the risk of cursing all of us, do we want me to do the weather?
Oh, and I pulled this yesterday, not today. So I hope it's similar, but by the time you get to Friday,
I'll pull up the most recent one and I can do it. If I curse us, it's because I'm going to be there. So I get to be the one to experience it, which is great.
Now, while he's pulling up the weather, just in the quickest way, if you're not on the Lemons website, you should be, because they can show you this is the map of the track, and they are talking about this is where everything is. The paddock exit is very far off. Pay attention to that. The open paddock, there are no garages. There is nothing. There is no power. It is just a big giant parking lot right there. And then it's also got a great image of the grandstands where Lemons HQ is going to be, the tent. That's also going to be your tech and your BS and your penalty box. And then you got track entry. But what makes it complicated is way, way, way down the road is the track exit and the hot pit fueling. So check out this map and then be prepared to listen to everything in the driver's meeting, because Chris will not suffer fools.
And when you're there, be sure to sign up for the text alerts. There is really no good PA system at this track. Like, there's no remote mic. You have to actually go to the tower and do stuff there. So we're not going to be using the PA much. So get the text alerts. That's how we're going to tell you stuff.
Okay.
Which honestly is just a great practice for every race.
It is.
Kim does not spam you with boner pills. Just always sign up for the text alerts.
Yep. Okay. AccuWeather forecast for Kent, Washington. Thursday night, increasing clouds, a low around 57, west-southwest wind 5 to 8, becoming calm. Friday, cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny, mostly high 74, calm wind becoming southwest around 5. Friday night, 30% chance of showers after 11, mostly cloudy, low around 56. Saturday, 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, high near 73. Saturday night, 20% chance of rain before 11, partly cloudy, low around 52. And Sunday, partly sunny, high near 72. That's a gorgeous weekend in Seattle. Now back to you,
Chrissy, you had it. It was spot on. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Okay, one last thing before we get into track walk. Fancy Chicken is hosting the potluck this time. It seems like everything is all the talk is on the forums. I haven't seen much on Facebook or anything else. So go to the forums if you're going to go and bring something. Make sure you post up there. There's a whole bunch of different options up there, so you can figure out what you want to bring. If you are bringing something as a host of a potluck, it is very helpful to post up if you're bringing something rather than just showing up and bringing something. And
bring your own utensils.
Please.
Seriously.
Don't be lame on this one. Fancy Chicken, that's Chris Bush's team. Chris Bush has his own TED Talk. Actually, I think he has 2 of them. And he is up for a Gemini prize for his farming efforts in there. So this is a super, super smart guy. And then he went to his first lemons race ever and realized, this is where all of my people have been hiding. And he has gone full hog into this. And we've had numerous guests on this show that is the same thing. Successful, capable, comparable people. And they're like, these are the weirdos I didn't know I need in my life. This guy is religious about lemons. So excellent. Help him out. Make it a good potluck.
Hey, so I've got a couple other things specific to this race from my staff info. So it's just to tell some more people things they need to know before you hear it from me at the driver's meeting. Apparently, this track no longer offers fluid disposal. So if you're going to, instead of wandering around with an oil pan full of dirty junk, like, where do I put this? Don't. You're going to bring that where you put it back in your truck. That's where it's going to go. Bring it home with you. Don't put it in the trash. There is going to be a track walk end of the day Friday. Drivers meeting is going to be 9 a.m. Saturday outside the HQ tents. We already talked about quiet hours being very strict. There's no power and no RV spots. It's just a big black lake. That's what you got. Fueling location as usual, pit lane and pumps. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Fueling. So make sure you have a cart.
It's a long way away.
And
it is far away.
Really far away. So make sure you have a cart. And if you have something that you could like tow your cart over there, like that ATV or something like that, that'd be even better. At least a bicycle, like something. It is really far away.
Doesn't everyone in Seattle own multiple bicycles? As long as you don't park your Texas Gigantic Edition F750 like right in the way.
Yeah.
Everybody
loves to do that.
Because you can't leave your fuel. You still have to haul all your fuel off the hot pits, and you have to get it away, because if it's abandoned, then the judges take it hostage, and that just gets funny.
Goes in my rental car. It's great.
Or somebody that's local and they all just collect them, and then you.
Yeah. Cool. All right,
we've lightened your fuel jugs for you.
Yep. So, gentlemen, would you please bring us through a track walk? Especially, I want to know where the problem corners are, so why I'm going to see people. So,
all right. Yes. So I'd like to kick this off with how to get on the track. So
please.
When you go past the tent for penalty, you'll go kind of between the fenced-in area and then the grandstands, and there's a little path that you go down, and it looks like a jogging trail, and that is the actual get onto the racetrack path, and it is a few hundred yards long. So you're going to be tooling along here, 25 miles an hour. You're running adjacent to the perpendicular to or parallel to the track rather, and guys are going to be flying by you on the left. And here's where it gets a little sticky. So before you actually get to the hot pit, which is where you'll enter with your fuel jugs when you're going to fuel, there is an intersection there. And the cars that are going to be going into the hot pit are going to be coming off the track, and there will be a staff member there managing that. So you need to put eyes on the staff member. He will give you a stop sign, or he will wave you through. Anybody that's coming off track has priority. So be prepared to stop before you get to the fueling area in case there's a car coming off track or multiple cars coming off track. Once that happens, you'll continue on. You'll go wide left around the fueling area and then out and onto the track. So super important. It's really weird. Like literally, it looks like a jogging trail, and you're like, "Am I supposed to be here?" Yes, that's.
And there's
right
also
spot.
they've got the guardhouse right here where they're going to do the final wristband and dick check before you go on to the track.
Yes.
Now the track goes counterclockwise. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So
I
you'll be
really
coming
wish I'd
out-
been sharing screen when I showed myself which way a clock goes, but yes.
Yes.
So you'll be coming out into turn 1. Stay to the right all the way around turn 1 because cars are going to be coming into that turn really fast.
And when he says really fast, this is a dual use facility. So it is an actual licensed NHRA drag strip. And you start out on part of the support road. And then after a quarter of a mile, you dump into the runoff area. It is one of the longer straightaways. It is comparable to Nala, where they run that one. And it is a giant one. And Tim and I talked about this when we raced Paul Dolan, who was also a guest on the show. We raced his car. He had a 130 mile an hour speedometer, and we were running out of speedometer. We weren't even the fastest car that weekend.
Too.
Yeah, it's a brick
Yeah.
with a lot of torque.
So you're going to have a lot of speed differential and a lot of people with very powerful cars that have had a lot of time to get up to speed. So when he says stay to the right, it's not a suggestion. It's a life-saving technique.
Yeah. And you should also like look in your mirrors and see if there's a car coming. And if there's one car coming, that's fine. If there's 3 cars and they're side by side coming, you might want to check up because you don't want to be anywhere near that because there is a kink heading into that blend line. So it just very, very careful getting onto the racetrack. You got plenty of time to get up to speed.
Yeah. Even if you have to like literally almost stop, you will still have a ton of time to stop on the throttle and get lots of juice up into turn 1.
Yeah. So I think we covered turn 1 last as we come back through because it's so weird going down the main straight.
Thank you. Turn 2.
So we'll go into turn 2. So turn 2 is known as Big Indy. So you would think that turn 2 is turn 1, but it's turn 1's just a little kink right where the blend line is. So Big Indy is got a little bit of banking. And as you come into the brake zone, first of all, make sure you get into the brakes hard because you're going to be going triple digits coming into this. And I think this, I see this turn a lot like very similar to turn 2 at Thunderhill, the left-hander where it's a decreasing radius turn. You can scrub speed as you're coming in. You can stay down low, or you can kind of start out mid-track and work your way down to the inside. There's a couple of different ways to get around depending on what your car likes, but it is a late apex turn. Yes. And
this one of the good things about having, it's not a low car count, but it's not your biggest car count that you're going to see. Is you can experiment. There's a lot of pavement there. You don't want to do it at like the ragged edge, but as you get more comfortable, you can really mess around with this one. And last year I ran it with Fancy Chicken, also in racing Paul's 41, and he had literally a Thunderbird, a Jetta, and a Ford Focus. And I ended up taking a different line in each one of those cars into that corner based on those cars' abilities to get through it as clean and as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's a good turn to be able to scrub some speed, a little bit of trail braking. The car, Paul's car, really liked trail braking into that corner.
It really did, and you didn't want to do it because you're still thinking you're driving a 41 Ford, and it was so good.
Yeah. But the important part of this is making sure you get all the way down on the paint on the left at the end of the turn so you can get back on the throttle and throttle your way out down the hill into turn 3. There's a lot of time to be made or lost if you screw up that exit. So going down into turn 3A, you'll be going downhill, and the track will come back up at you before you make a full 180 turn.
So 3 is a right turn into 3B is a left turn. They're both like 180 degree turns, correct?
Correct.
Descending 180 degrees. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All downhill, quite a bit of elevation drop. But right before you come into the turning part of 3A, the track comes back up at you. So you can compress the suspension a little bit, get a little bit extra grip. But it's not that long of a period. So I found that sometimes if I had a really good exit out of 2, I might need to drag the brake a little bit, lift, get through that transition back into the kind of flatter up a little bit, and then hard on the brake and rotate the car around. So 3A and B, it's a full 180 for 3A to the right, and then it's a full 180 back for 3B to the left. And if you're in a momentum car, I saw that they would hug the apex in 3A and then kind of dive back down to the apex in 3B and just hug that all the way around. But your higher horsepower cars, Paul's car specifically, you'd kind of late apex 3A, you'd jab the throttle for just a second to try to get a little bit of speed, and then maybe if you're good with it, a little left foot brake into 3B to get the car to rotate around, and try to get the car rotated as quick as you can so you can get back on the throttle hard to go down the straight for 4.
If you're watching on YouTube right now, this is a car coming into 3A, and this is a high horsepower V8 car, but you'll notice they're trying to use the whole track. But even then right there, you saw the rear end step out just a little bit because these are tight corners, but used it all.
Yeah, you can use the go pedal to help the car rotate a little bit here, which is also fun.
Depending on what you are, if you're driving like a stock 1.8 liter Jetta, don't do that.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Front wheel drive doesn't work. Anything to add, Mental, on 3?
No, and it's there are those corners that you can spend the entire day never feel like you got it right. And for me, that was 3 in everything. And it gets more complicated when you've got traffic.
You will see on 3B people cutting the apex a little too early, or maybe getting kind of shoved inside. You'll get some dirt that'll come onto the track right as you come out of 3 on the inside. So you're way past the flag station at that point. So they may or may not see it and give the debris flag. But I did see that a couple of times. Nothing crazy though. But 4 is fun, really, really fun. So it's a nice straightaway. It's kind of just flat out with a slight bend on the back straight. You're going to slowly start to work your car back towards the middle and to the left of the racetrack as you approach 5A. Now, the 5A, 5B, 6 complex is tricky. It's a left, right, left, and there's elevation and there's a giant bump in the middle of it between 5A and B where the car will get unsettled. So the curbs aren't super friendly. You can give them just a little kiss, but you don't want to hit them very hard. So what I found is you would come in, you'd stay left coming into 5A. You would kind of cut off to the right before you made the left to the apex, just to try to give yourself a little bit of a better angle and avoid that curb. That curb on the inside left of 5A will chuck your car. Even a 4,000-pound Ford. Ask me how I know.
Well, and embarrassingly, what I actually found is I started getting friendlier and friendlier with the curb. And when it got to where it chucked it, I found the perfect distance where it would chuck the rear end exactly where I wanted. And then I was able to take that to the Thunderbird. Front wheel drive cars loathed this. So don't touch the curbing on there. And if you want to try and experiment it, have no cars around you. And it probably should, just be a gradual thing. Don't try and take that curb on full stop because there's trees on the outside.
Yeah. And when you get it right, if you can like find the right line through 5A into 5B, you're going fast enough that bump, like I had Paul's car bottom out. So and
you're talking about the dip on the racetrack, not the actual curbing. Because that was always, and it was, Chrissy's songs always like play in my head when I'm doing this. And as I would come out of that in every one of the cars, it would be like, wait for the dip, the thump. Okay, throttle. And
yeah.
It's funny. We usually sing that song when you're around.
But I'm already there. Should be when I'm inevitably running late.
I was kind of thinking when the French onion is coming to the table and you're just like, that's what I think of.
Saturday night we come off track and Chrissy hasn't brought the snacks to the garage yet. That's another use for that song.
The spinach and artichoke. That's what he's going to sing. Yep. Here it is.
Corn dip.
Mexican corn dip.
Bloop. Oh, you guys are making me hungry. All right, so after the bump, you want to kind of stay. I liked being mid-track, setting up through 5B. You want to kind of get back on the throttle, but you do want to try to get the car rotated and turned in pretty hard early, because if you add steering late while you've got throttle input, the back end could step out, and there is a wall there that has collected a couple of cars. Honest mistake, Dan. So you want to, as you can see on the screen here, you want to try to catch that inside, set up hard right, and then back left through 6. So it's 6 is a really cool turn because you're going, it's a blind left going uphill, and the track it just keeps going left. So it sneaks up on you. That exit sneaks up on you, and you want to try to cheat more left than you need to. But don't do that because you've got another left-hander coming up on 7. But I think that the 5A, 5B, 6 is really it's a series turn where you've got to get the car in the right spot. And it's almost like, I don't want to call it an S's, but it's a lot more turny of an S's.
It does visually, really it does not look like you'll need the input that you need, but you do. And his thing about it's a lot more turny, which sounds like a silly word, but if you've never driven it, you're going to drive it and be like, he's right. It is more turny. That's a great. And this is probably where I saw all of my greatest increases when I first drove the track in, just dropping the times, because you learn the road is slightly off kilter. You learn where there's grip and you start to get more confident through there. And then you find yourself throwing it in there. So if you're new on this track, keep an eye out for cars that know this track, because they're going to be hauling past you really, really well on this one.
Yeah, there's definitely speed through 5 through 6. There's a lot of speed. You can pass a lot of cars in that area. 3, not so much. 3 is slow. You might be able to get a car, but 5A through 6, like you can pass a few cars through there if you've got it right and the lanes are open. So, coming up into turn 7. So turn 7, there's a pavement change. So it goes from new to old, and it's bumpy. A momentum car, you're going to be flat out. Something faster, you're going to have to lift, or you might push a little bit wide, and it is a line turn. Like there is something in the way at the apex where you cannot see anything until you get around the corner. So sneak up on it. Don't go out there the first couple of laps and try to send it around there. Get your bearings. Test day. But it's really important that when you open this corner up, you've got to stay in the gas. Don't panic lift and let the car get light. You want to slowly turn in towards the apex. There's usually a cone there. It might get punted, but probably not. But it's pretty bumpy at the apex also. So if you get a little bit, like a half a car to a full car length off the apex line, it's a little smoother. I'd say start there and see what your car likes, and then slowly work your way a little bit closer to that apex.
And it is even in the corner, depending on what chunk of paper it on you and what time of day it is, the grip varies.
Agreed. Totally agree. All right. So now you're going to be coming out 7. You've got all of these very nice homes to your right. Wave as you go by. And you're going to be coming into turn 8. Turn 8 is almost a 90-degree hairpin, but it's pretty quick. It's known as Little Indy. There is a little bit of banking as well. So you want to roll in towards 8 and keep the car more to the right, probably 2/3 to maybe almost full right. You don't want to be all the way out to the edge, but you want to be right of center.
Because there's sand on the outside and it will grab you.
Yes. So it's a short, hard break and mostly in a straight line. I tried to trail brake a little bit in there. I didn't find it any significantly more helpful. But your job is to get that car slowed down enough so the front will turn in without killing your momentum and get you back on the gas as you head into 9. Also,
there's a cone marking the apex. Look for it.
Yes. Also, this is where track out is. So if you are going to leave the track, as you come out of 7, go hard right, get your fist out of the window, and slowly roll around the outside right-hand side and track out. Once you get off track at that point, your gas station will be just on the left, and that'll dump you back into the paddock. But when you're coming out of there, like the car is pushing, like it's sliding, you're going to fight the car to get back to the left side to set up for 9. And 9, there's a high pucker factor on 9 because you want to get far left and you are going to be coming out onto the straight. So it's a really important corner. And right at the apex is a concrete wall with women and children waving at you in the bleachers. So you can get really close to people, and it's a crazy turn. And so not only do you have this giant wall and bleachers with a big catch fence on the inside, but if you check it out and wash out wide left, you will go into the dirt and then into the concrete wall that separates you and the drag strip. So take your time on this one. It's a hairy turn. It's fun. It's an adrenaline bump, but just slowly work your way into it. Good.
Another push for the track day, because my first judging experience up there, lap 1, somebody comes out of turn 9 and rather staying on the course, they managed to weave their way through the barriers onto the drag strip, and then they went that way. And you want to be mad, but
wow.
So, don't if you've got your red Misty driver, not the first driver, just like go out there, learn.
Yeah. And it's important. It's important you get it right. It's important you work your way into it. You are going to be going through that turn quickly, and you are probably back on the gas before you leave the apex. So as you come out of there, it will track you all the way out hard left, and you'll be running parallel to the drag strip. Straight ahead of you is going to be where the hot pit is. So if you are coming in for fuel, you need to get way over to the right and get the car slowed way down because that's where that intersection is that I talked about earlier. So If that is not the case, and you are going to continue on, you want to get kind of middle of the track, because you have a little kink to the left where you meet up and get onto the tail end of the drag strip, and you're full throttle this whole way. You are triple digits in the slowest of cars at this point, and you're going to let the car track out.
It's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Again, Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta, bone stock 1.8, 84 Jetta.
All right. Well, if you're in a 41 Ford,
with an LS6, yeah,
it is humping at this point. So you're going to track out left. And then as you're coming down, you're going to need to look and see where you want to turn in for turn 1. And this is a very interesting turn for me personally, because this is one of the few times where I got to that spot after start finish, and I was like, I'm going fast enough. And I lifted my foot off of the accelerator and coasted around turn 1, because I was like, nope, not going to do that.
Wow.
So it's fast. It is fast.
If you've got oomph on your car, that one is a gut check, especially since there's a concrete wall taunting you on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So you'll get the car set up. Do not hug or try to pass somebody on the inside of 1, because the turn is sharper than it appears, and the angles just won't work. We had that happen to a car last year, and it went very, very poorly for them.
The other thing on there is, obviously, if you didn't bring the fastest car, and even if you did, maybe you're not the fastest driver. Before you commit to anything, as you were on the runoff speed of the drag strip, you need to be in those mirrors, and you need to do that 3-dimensional modeling where, oh, this guy is hauling, and they have probably already picked their pass for you. So it's that be predictable aspect of it. But don't be sitting in the middle of the road because you're scared of the wall, but you're also scared of the grass, kind of a deal. Or if you do, don't make any radical corrections. So look in the mirror, assess what's going on, don't react to it, but think your way through it.
Hold your line. Yeah, hold your line. Don't change. For sure.
And the car that you passed 10 laps ago, just look again, because it might have a new driver and they may be a little quicker.
So now that you've successfully navigated your way through the high-speed turn 1, you are going to be going into turn 2 very, very quickly. Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah. So you want to get as far right as you can without crossing the blend line, and hard brake in a straight line. As I said, I like the trail brake going into 2, and there you go. You're back around the course. It is fun. And there is a lot of elevation.
And there is clearly the 2 distinct tracks. And if you guys listened to the last time we had Neil, even before this time we had Neil on the show, is the Anton Levin quote about Pacific Raceways is they had a drag strip, but they wanted a road course. They had a bulldozer, a bottle of whiskey, and a dream. And so the track is very, very, there's the drag racing part, and then there's the road course part. And you go through this personality shift every lap.
It's fun. But
Awesome.
interesting track, a lot of different turns. A lot of turns that like you don't see other places. Like I think you do racetracks, you're like, oh well, this turns a lot like this. Like there's no track that I've been to that is like 3A and 3B or 5A.
No, it is. And I love it because as you're entering 3A, you can see the exit of 4. You can, you're looking down on what is shaping up in front of you, but you still want to catch that flag station because they'll save you.
For sure. But it's fun.
And
what do we miss?
Don't mess up, because if you do, you'll talk to Chris.
This guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we're going to be bored. So we're probably going to be creative.
So
when it comes
bored.
time to have somebody in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you come in for like, well, I passed under yellow and I owned it and I actually beat the flag in. Yeah, I know, but we're lonely. So we're just going to keep talking.
Have a fridge sig.
Yes.
Yep. I sadly, I think about that when I drink Diet Coke because I kind of like Diet Cokes. And I think about it.
Ruined forever now.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll also obviously there's a coffee stand at the track and they're open while the race is going on. And it's kind of like eating barbecue in Oklahoma City. Like the worst barbecue, still better than 95% of the rest of the country. And the worst coffee shop there is better than 95% of the coffee you'll get anywhere else. So the one on the track is great. But shamelessly, as I drove in every day, I always ended up at Huck's Daughter Coffee, which is just across the freeway from where you would come in. And this was hilarious because I went there 3 days and by the second day they remembered me and they would see my terrible rental Mitsubishi and almost have my order ahead of time.
Wow. That's commitment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you're right outside of Tacoma, there's any number of just great little restaurants downtown. So
yeah, it's a cool spot. I'm glad you guys are going to get good weather too, because
Auburn is the nearest little city with cool pubs and shit.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
What was the bar me, you, and Paul went to? When we were there, I want to say Thursday or.
Oh, yeah, that place was cool. What was the name of that?
Yeah.
Oh,
damn it! Sorry, we're those idiots.
We'll put it in the doodly do if we ever think of it.
They had really good burgers, and we walked in right before closing, and they're like, "Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it."
For you, anybody, that's fine. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lemons Racers. All right, we're nice to everybody, and we're good tippers.
Yeah, really.
It's all that matters.
Truth.
Cool.
Well, good luck. Be safe, everybody. Have fun. And Chris?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, don't bring Chris something huge he can't take home for a bribe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Nope.
Then
But
he'll
if
just be
anybody brings a
sad.
couple small bottles of booze that I could put in my check bag, that's always appreciated.
Yeah. Well, I know it Pacific guys, when I judged it, they're so nice, but they're also very, very original. We ran out of beer and I had to actually go around and find beers for us to have in our hands when everyone came off the track on Sunday.
No, you best not.
We didn't get bribed a whole lot of beer. We got bribed some and it was great. We drank it Saturday night. And so it was great because there was no Coors Light. There was nothing crappy at all. The
Coors Light's not
crappiest
crappy.
beer was
Miller Lite is.
Rainier.
Beard Light is.
And and we ended up with more Rainier
MGD
beer.
or High Life. That's
That's true.
Oh wait, we didn't even talk about Keystone, but yes.
But anything that we hate as judges, but that we didn't get any bad. And then and I think Tim, you were suffering the same fate as we were all getting fat because the food bribes were on point.
For
I had
there was a team
sausage. It was amazing.
They brought a full keg of homemade cider, which was delicious. It was really good.
Yeah. And the 620 guys had this goat curry that Sherpa wife of one of his friends had given him the recipe. Is amazing.
All right, Chris is hungry now, so hopefully you better show up with all these things if you're going.
Yeah,
so
that's it. That's it.
And we're just saying, if you're a Pac West racer, just be Pac Northwest. Just be yourselves, because
This spring was my first time there, and I was very, very impressed with the facility, all the people. It was awesome. Great experience.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, don't see Chris in Battle Box, and we'll hear about it next week. How about that?
We'll see you at the meetings, everybody. How about that?
Yeah.
Chris got his
meeting.
He's got his yelling voice on. Oh yeah, you're not like you're going to yell at it.
You don't need it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it was nice seeing you guys.
So next week, Chris is going to tell me and Tim how absolutely wrong we were and what a nightmare it was and how terrible everyone was. And
everybody went off on the corner.
And then potluck was nothing but half-eaten pizzas and potato salad.
They put Jersey drivers to shame.
That'll be
49 cars.
That'll be the day.
50th one broke.
Yeah. Hey, if I don't have to send anybody home, then I'm doing better than I did at Jersey. So that's good.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Watch your tires too.
Seriously.
This guy.
Oh, the tire
The
Nazi.
hawk.
Yeah.
No, he's not the tire Nazi. He's like literally the tire baseline. You're like, Tim, you and I had that at Button Willow, I want to say, one year. Like, this team showed up and not like they pulled into penalty. It was rookie team. I'm like, why are you guys on R88s?
Always R88s.
Oh, they came with the car. Are you winning right now? No, you are not. Go put your 200 tread wears on.
Don't think that you're better than anybody, or you have the best excuses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, that was kind of a thing. It's like, so you put on cheaty tires and you're still scrolls through your phone 87th.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
He'll find you. That's what he does. Okay, good enough. Thank you for the track walk and good luck, Chris. Have fun.
Yeah, thanks. Enjoy, Chris. You'll love it.
All right, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels down.